Well, we were up bright and early today because we've got to get the bike into the shop, and we've made an appointment for early afternoon, so we're going to have to beat feet this morning. So we'll be on the road real shortly here. See you soon.
Getting an early start this morning. I'm going to get my bike fixed.
I look at today's ride like a business day. We've made arrangements with a dealer to replace the rear sprocket and chain on Mighty Quinn. He desperately needs this tune-up. However, this doesn't mean we won't be going through an interesting area. We will. Please join us as we meander through the valleys between the mountain ranges. Much of what you see will be forest and farming communities. The Bulkley River is a major tributary of the Skeena River and flows for 160 miles along Highway 16. The river's steelhead are highly sought after by anglers. As you can see, we are riding mostly eastward into the rising sun. Our early departure makes for some dramatic video as we catch the sun rays through the clouds. Really beautiful, isn't it? It appears most of the farms we see are producing hay for cattle, but occasionally we see what looks like wheat, oats, and possibly barley. Although the video doesn't give one the impression, we are slightly gaining elevation. Eventually, we end up in what appears to be somewhat of a basin, with lakes everywhere. Houston, British Columbia has a population of over 3,000 residents, with forestry and mining as its dominant industries. Houston's claim to fame is being the steelhead capital of the world. Fly fishing and ecotourism is a big thing here. After riding hard, we stop in Burns Lake for fuel and a very short break. This is a cool little town that begs to be investigated more than what we can attend to. For those unfamiliar with the area, this village is known for its First Nation heritage. Hiking, mountain biking, cross-country skiing, and snowboard trails abound in this lake district. This means there's plenty of fun to be had year-round. As you can see, Burns Lake has everything you could possibly want. But it's time for us to press on and hit the road. I believe the lake that you see off to the right here is a part of Burns Lake extension, but I couldn't confirm that. Maybe somebody would know and can provide information in the comments. It's a pretty area here. Nechako, British Columbia doesn't look like much, but the Nechako mine is. Currently, mining operations are on pause, but the mine contains one of the world's largest reserves of molybdenum. The Stelako River is only 7 miles long. However, the river joins Francois Lake with Fraser Lake in the Nechako Plateau. Fraser Lake, British Columbia, is a small town located between Burns Lake and Vanderhoof. The forest industry and sawmills provide most of the residents with employment. Look at how scenic the lake is. It's hard to imagine in the summer months that this area averaged daytime highs below freezing 4 months out of the year. Dry William Lake Ecological Reserve protects a stand of Douglas fir in the subboreal spruce zone. Although the reserve is open to the public, activities are basically regulated to just hiking. The Nechako River flows from Fort Fraser to Prince George, where it meets its confluence with the Fraser River. Highway 16 roughly parallels the river. Fort Fraser is a small community of about 500 people. Originally established in 1806 as a fur trading post by its namesake, Simon Fraser. Just outside of Vanderhoof, British Columbia, is Nechako Lumber. We get a roadside view of raw timber being milled into usable lumber. As a young fellow in high school, I worked at a lumber company. My first day on the job included a 30-second briefing on the operation of a forklift before being left on my own to unload a semi of lumber. Times were different then. But this is a true story. Just outside of Vanderhoof, 2 mule deer cross in front of us. How cool is that? I can assure you the one buck was a fine example in sporting an impressive rack. We've made good time today and arrive in Prince George with a little time to spare. However, Mighty Quinn's repair doesn't go as planned. Unfortunately, the only thing replaced was the chain. But that's better than nothing since the chain adjustment was out of range and spec. Hopefully this will carry us through another week before arriving in Vancouver. As we were settling into our hotel, Sherry kind of made friends with the young gal that was doing the operation of the hotel. She helped us out quite a bit, get some extra belongings for the room. And she was such a nice young lady, and Sherry kind of interviewed her to give her a little bit of a help with the hotel there. So here's Sherry.
Well, I'm here in Prince George. We're staying at the Ikana Lodge. here in Prince George. I just had a new chain put on my bike and it runs so much better. We have a reservation to get the chain and a new chain and both sprockets put on after we leave Vancouver Island. But we had a great day. Mike saw a couple deer, or I should say we all saw them. They ran in front of Mike's motorcycle and they were both bucks and had some really big antlers. So anyway, another great day on the road. Okay, now it's filming. This is Rhea at Econolodge.
Econolodge, Prince George. Hello.
Yep, in Prince George. So she's been very sweet to us, answering all our questions, getting us extra blankets and all that.
Thank you.
So I was telling her about our videos, and I told her she's going to be on the video one of these days.
I would love to see myself on this video.
Nice, nice. Alrighty.
Thank
Well,
you.
anyway, she's a very sweet girl, and I recommend her hotel.
Thank you.
We had a short day today because we were trying to get here to town to get Sherry's bike worked on. They were supposed to do the rear sprocket and a chain. Unfortunately, the rear sprocket they had didn't fit. She did get a new chain, but we're making arrangements to get the work done in Vancouver. Hopefully that works out once we get there. Well, that's it for today. Tomorrow we'll be back on the road again, heading to 100 Mile House. It's a little town about halfway between here and Vancouver. So that gets us in position for one more ride after that before we hitch the ferry over to Vancouver Island. That'll be exciting. They say it's absolutely beautiful. We'll see you tomorrow.